A former New Zealander sent home from Australia under tough new immigration laws that revoked his visa on character grounds has won an appeal against deportation and is returning to Australia tomorrow. Adam Taylor had served 2.5 years for unlawful wounding and at the end of his sentence was put in an immigration centre and told he could choose indefinite detention on Christmas Island or deportation to New Zealand. He chose deportation, leaving his partner and 3 children behind, costing him basically everything. He appealed the deportation, won, and tomorrow will become the first of the deportees from New Zealand to return to the country almost all of them call home. Now 24, Adam Taylor had moved to Australia with his family when he was 8. He told me how he'd learned he'd won his appeal to go back.
I was driving and I got the email, so I pulled up and I was like, what is this, you know what I mean? And then I opened it, because I sent him an email 2 days before that asking for an update, and then they sent that email. And I opened it and then I was reading through and I was like, oh, because it said on the top decision on the revocation, and I was like, oh, you know, I was really nervous, obviously. Didn't really want to open it. And then I opened it, read through, and then it just basically said that the ministers decided to revoke any original decision.
To send you back to New Zealand, to send you to New Zealand.
Yeah. So he's decided to revoke the original decision. And any decision that was made is deemed to have not been made.
And so you are now allowed to go back to Australia on the same status that you were previously.
Exactly. There. As soon as I go, I get stamped on the 444 visa.
And so you're an Australian again?
Yes.
With 3 Australian kids, right?
Yes.
All born in Australia?
Yeah.
Have they ever been to New Zealand?
No. They're Aboriginal. All of my kids are Aboriginal.
Right. So in fact, they couldn't be more Australian?
Yeah.
So what on earth were you doing in New Zealand? Why did you come back?
Because I didn't have a choice, really. Didn't have a choice. They told me that I'll go to Christmas Island if I didn't sign to come back here.
Did you know anyone here?
I have family, but I hadn't seen them for 16 years.
Right, so they weren't close family.
So I don't know them. I came here, I lived in a backpackers. And then I applied for a job, got the job, and that allowed me to travel around New Zealand. Like free rent and all that sort of stuff. That was the best decision I could have made. And then when I came back, I'd saved up some money, so I bought a car and rented a house.
So Adam, you were here to tell me that you think the experience is a bad one, that you think that it takes too long, that you think it's unfair, that you think... But actually, on the face of it, you're quite a good advertisement for how successful it is, because you've done well in New Zealand, you've won your appeal, you're able to go back to Australia. Isn't all of that a good thing?
Yeah, it is a good thing. Like, I don't see coming back here as a bad thing. It's definitely like, it's been a great thing for me. I've enjoyed every bit of it. I've seen the whole country basically. But if you've got nothing to come back to, unless you're a strong person, you're never going to make it. You're going to turn back to your old ways.
Crime.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you have no family and stuff here and you're not a strong person, you're not going to make it. Like I've seen other people just go straight down.
Former detainees who were deported under the Immigration Act.
Gone, like I know one of them that I tried to help when he come back. He had nothing at all. So basically I was giving him money and stuff, making sure he's all right.
What's happened to him?
I don't know where he is.
But he had no prospects and no hope and no connections and no nothing.
Yeah, he had nothing at all. I was the only person he knew here.
So, you're going to go back?
Yeah.
And you reckon you can start again?
It's going to be tough and a long road, but I'll do it.
Will you?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Because I know I can do anything. I've done it here, I can do it there.
You can?
Yeah, easy.
And what do you say to Peter Dutton for having sent you back to New Zealand? What do you say to the people who gave you the choice of Christmas Island or New Zealand? What do you say to the people who you think in the detention centre were trying to provoke you into an extreme response? What do you say to all of them now?
Well, like, I could say a lot of things to them, but like they've taken my entire life. You know, I have nothing to go back to except my children. You know, like I don't have a house anymore. I don't have a job. I've got nothing at all. You know, I've only got the clothes in my bag. That's it. And it's like I could have stayed there and still had everything I had, but because they've sent me back here, I've got to go back and start my whole life from scratch.